Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. Today, we'll be talking something very important, and it's about this 4B movement that has been on. And all of a sudden, I heard 4G, and the next thing is 5B, right? And you all know this actually started from Korea. Korean women not wanting to, be with some kind of man, deadbeat, and all that, and also not wanting to have kids with those kind of men, right? All of a sudden, some people decided that it is time for them to use also that movement to, get to a certain kind of people, right? Starting by saying that if you are a woman and you are up to 30 years and you've been married before, or maybe you are a single mother, or you've never got married before, and if you are up to 30 years and all that, or maybe you have a high body count and all that you all are doing them a favor, right? It's really crazy how people come out, some men, I hear a lot of men saying some disgusting thing. Some actually think it's time for them. It's it's more like a time for them to use it to say some nasty things about women and all that. Now let me say this: if you have a problem with women, or you have a problem with yourself, I think the best thing to do is to go and see a therapist, because all this that they are unpacking here on the internet that is very disgusting is something a therapist can fix, instead of them going out to buy data or buy shoes and all that. Let's get into this video.
The men are starting a 4G movement as a counter or retaliation for women and the 4B movement. And so what is 4G? 4G is no sex, no dating, no babies. They are restricting their seed to the women. Okay. I support your movement. I support that. I think you all should do that. I think all men should participate in the 4G movement. Yeah. Ladies, what do you think about their movement as a counter to women demanding agency and autonomy and being treated with dignity and respect instead of a whole and a body part to bear children? What are your thoughts? I think we should help the men with their 4G movement in abstaining from any type of intimate relationship or dating. I think it is a great idea.
Now, yesterday evening, I came in and I asked my peeps to please keep this dingleberry off my For You page. This dingleberry right here. All of these undateable men, unmarriageable men, yeah, they're freaking out over the 4B movement, and they're making it known. And in opening their mouth, they're also letting us know how unintelligent they really are. This dingleberry is the stupid permeates through the screen, and I don't want none of that ish getting on me. But it's not just him. Can we also keep this dingleberry off of my For You page?
I have the pleasure of introducing to you the 5B movement. The 5B movement is a complete rejection of feminism, working women, career women, and it is complete support of traditional women, housewives, pick-me women, and we're calling for all men to leave women alone until you are able to afford a housewife. It is specifically to get up your money and focus on your career until you can have a housewife and afford a housewife. Okay? This is a movement to move families back to the traditional ways. The 5B movement. Study shows stay-at-home moms married to well-off men produce the best results for children. Women with a high education are more likely to divorce. All right. Career women are more likely to neglect their children. Career women have bad attitudes. So we're tired of this. We're tired of this single mom crap. Traditional women are more likely to have a long-lasting marriage. You're less likely to have a baby mama if you go traditional, and if you can afford a traditional woman. All right, this will improve our community. You don't have to surrender to control of feminism. They're using the 4B movement to try to control men. Okay? Do not fall for it. Avoid feminism, career women. Focus on your money. Make money. You don't have time for women. You have time to make money. Once you get that money right, you can buy a house and start your family with a housewife. The 5B movement is a complete rejection of baby mamas, single moms, all right? And even though I'm a passport bro, I'm not counting out traditional American women for the other men, all right? So this is a calling for all men to leave women alone until you are able to afford a housewife and pay all the bills. It's better for children, it's better for families, and nuclear families are better. Do not let feminists continue to ruin our families and increase broken families. Please support the 5B movement for a better future.
You see what I mean? This is another dingleberry where the stupid just threw the screen, right? I have been a part of the 4B movement unintentionally for years. This brother thinks he's hurting women who are choosing to be a part of the 4B movement by telling incel men, red pill men, passport bros, abusive men, controlling men, misogynistic men, lazy ass men, mama's boys. He thinks he's hurting women in the 4B movement by telling these men to leave women alone and focus on getting their money up. Now, he had a whole list of what men should focus on, and nowhere on that list did it say anything about therapy, which all of these types of men so desperately need. The stupid just emanates from the screen.
4B movement is a victory for us because we told them we don't want no old single mothers. They've hit the wall, they're over 30, they had children before they got married, and they got a high body count. They're doing us a favor.
I don't care how many men make videos like this, act like they don't care that women don't want to marry them or have their children. We're all very well aware that there is a single male loneliness epidemic going on right now. There's not a single woman loneliness problem. The 4B movement is about decentering men, and here they are doing what they always do, and that's putting themselves in the center of somebody else's movement. They have been trying their hardest to co-opt any movement that women get. We say we want a soft life, here they are talking about they're in their soft guy era. We say sprinkle, sprinkle, now they're talking about drizzle, drizzle. Like every time we make a movement, they try to mirror us. How are you the leader when we're always following us? I guess we must be the leaders. I think the men are becoming afraid because they're realizing a woman's power. When they see these decreasing rates of marriage and childbirth, they're realizing that it's the women who have decided to make it that way. So they've always come up with some kind of scare tactic, some kind of manipulation, but the latest tactic is to act like it was their idea. We actually like this, right, fellas? We wink wink. Yeah, we this is what we want too. No, this isn't what you want, but it is what you're going to get. The manipulation and scare tactics aren't working, and they never will. You're going to have to do the one thing you have been avoiding the whole time, and that is change and become a better man if you ever want to be with any one of these women. No one is settling for you anymore.
Men are starting a 4G movement.
You know, some of you men have got to be some of the stupidest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. Some of you have no idea why the 4B movement even exists in the first place, because you are the purveyors of the misogyny that these women are fighting in the first place. Kitchen in the bedroom. Submit to me. Some of you motherfuckers are fucking GED recipients from the Andrew Tate School. So y'all have no fucking idea why the 4B movement exists. But your dumbasses want to come up and say, we're going to have the 4G movement. Let me explain this to you simple motherfuckers as easy as I possibly can. Some of you are undesirable to the women you are trying to punish by not giving them your meager offerings. You do understand that, right? That's like me, a non-professional basketball player, watching LeBron James beat the shit out of people and dunk on motherfuckers, and then saying out loud, well, LeBron James won't play me, so I won't play him. LeBron James does not give a fuck about me. Nor does he give a fuck about the fact that I want to play him in a one-on-one or whatever. How the fuck can he be mad about something he didn't know about in the first place, nor did he care if he did know? Y'all just be doing shit just to do it. That's your biggest fucking problem. You motherfuckers don't think. You don't. The idea of taking some self-fucking reflection and asking yourself, well, why would women start a 4B movement? Well, let me go ahead and find out exactly what that is. Is that something I'm doing? Maybe I am. Maybe I need to change. Nah, y'all can't do that, right? Right? Oh, fuck, self-reflection and self-improvement. Fuck that, Andrew Tate said. The 4G movement? For some shit a lot of women don't want in the first place? You can't fire me, I quit. What the fuck? What in the French fried fuck are we talking about right now? What? Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna swear off getting some. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. In the simplest terms that I can make it, some of you men are misogynistic assholes and women want nothing to do with you in the first place. So you declaring that you are part of the 4G movement where you're swearing off women is a declaration to people that didn't give a fuck about you in the first place. How can I miss you if I never wanted you in the first place? Is it clear to you? I'm part of the 4G movement. I'm swearing off women. Oh, we didn't want you in the first place, partner. The fuck you swearing off some shit don't nobody want any goddamn way. Not to mention, at the end of the fucking day, it is simply more ways for men not to fucking improve themselves. That's all it is. Anything to distract from the fact that self-improvement by men is needed. And that includes, what am I doing that is making women uncomfortable around me? I guess we just not gonna fucking work with that, right? I am a misogynist. I am working on it. I am trying to be better every single day. But I am not going to lie and pretend like I am this saint. I am not. You see, gentlemen, that's called self-improvement. Some of you knuckle-dragging idiots are incapable of doing it. And then your idols and the people that you look up to are pervs. They are criminals. They are single. They give out all this salient advice on how to get and keep a woman, but their ass ain't got one. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And while your dumbasses is over here being misogynistic to women on a nearly constant fucking basis, while your ass is sitting over here hearing about women telling you about misogyny, talking about feeling uncomfortable and unsafe around men, what do? Get worse. And then, in the midst of you never reading the motherfucking room, because that's just too fucking hard to do. What's the other thing that you do? Oh, that's right. You come up with stupid shit like the 4G movement. Not even pretending like you fucking understand what the 4B movement was in the first place. Because that, again, will require you to do some self-reflection. And why would you do that when it's so much easier to glom on to some dumb shit? Just think about this for just a second. Imagine how much better a lot of men would be if they acknowledged that they have these flaws. Oh, wow. Women are uncomfortable around men because they leer at them, they catcall them. Imagine if I didn't do that. Could you imagine how much better a man's life could be if they realized that it's all men until it's no men? Imagine if men actually held other men accountable. Like, I don't know, a guy that talks about sexually assaulting a woman, being shot down, cussed out, and called to the carpet by other men. Do you see now what I'm talking about? The improvements can be made by men to help men be better men and have better relationships with women, which would mean that women would not have to do the 4B movement. But nah, let me not read the fucking room and just quadruple the fuck down, right? We got the 4G movement. Some of you motherfuckers are gonna break the 4G movement before the words 4G get out your goddamn mouth. Some of you motherfuckers is horny saying the shit right the fuck now. I swear for God and for other white men. This is asinine. This is fucking asinine. Because it's just another excuse for men not to take accountability. We make women unsafe. We denigrate and talk shit about trans women. We are the reason that women want to do the 4B movement in the first fucking place, because we make them feel uncomfortable by being shitty ass men. But y'all don't want to take accountability. Y'all want to do 4G. What the fuck are y'all, a goddamn cell phone? You simple motherfucker. I see why some of y'all are single. And I see why women don't want nothing to do with your dumb asses. Reading the room is just, what the fuck are y'all, Ray Wonder or Stevie Charles? The fuck? 4G movement. Fucking dumbasses.
I'm so glad you asked. The 4B movement is a movement in South Korea right now where the misogyny and sexism is so bad that South Korean women have decided to opt out of dealing with men entirely. That is not a joke. That is not an exaggeration. They are not dating men. They are not marrying men. They are not having children with men. They're not even sleeping with men anymore. And it's called the 4B movement because the Korean words for those four things all start with the letter B. This kind of first started happening around 2016 when Kim Ji-young, born 1982, a novel came out. And it is a fictional book about a Korean every woman and all of the misogyny and sexism that she's experienced from literally being a child all the way to her being an adult, suffering with postpartum depression after having her child. Now, this book became a runaway bestseller among South Korean women because they were like, she's just like me for real. And that's kind of when it started cooking, right? Now, the movement officially got its name in 2019, and it's just been going ever since. It's so successful, in fact, that now South Korea has one of the lowest birth rates in the world. The number of deaths in South Korea outnumber the number of births in South Korea. And it's hilarious because all the men and the government are like, oh my God, what do we do? They don't want to like talk to us. They don't want to date us. What do we do? Like everything's in shambles. We don't know what to do. When South Korean women have been very clear from day one, they're like, hey, either you get your act together or we are literally eliminating all of this. Like, we are shutting it down. So that's the 4B movement and why I'm so obsessed with it and why I think we should have the 4B movement everywhere. Thanks for listening. Bye!
We should not be getting our information about the 4B movement from Westerners on TikTok. Some of you probably see my face and are assuming I'm now going to explain the 4B movement, but I'm not going to, because I am a Westerner on TikTok. And I know my knowledge of South Korea's government, culture, and patriarchy is not that deep. Definitely not deep enough to explain this whole political movement. So I don't understand how so many Westerners are comfortable making a video about the 4B movement. Y'all can't even pronounce what the 4B stand for.
Are we not going to talk about how feminism is led by misandry? Like the 4B movement? Is that not of the devil? Like, it's literally evil. These women are talking about how they're not going to date men, sleep with men, procreate with men, and all these other things, right? And it's like, wow, like, what are you going to do? Feminism is going to lead these women into dating each other. Literally, that's it. This is not going to benefit you in any way. In any way at all. Like, what is this going to do? The 4B movement? This just screams you hate men. Like, imagine if men got on this app and said, oh yeah, we're going to participate in the 4Bs and we're not going to sleep with women. We're not going to talk to women or date women. You know, we would get shamed for that. Actually, you know what it sounds like? It sounds weird. Like, this literally goes against human nature. You're not going to sleep with men and procreate with men and marry men. Who in their right mind would want to participate in that? Actually, a misandrist. That's who.
If us men were to sit here and create a movement where we wanted to no longer center women and we wanted to keep to ourselves and stay far away from them as possible, I think that they would absolutely love that. I think if every woman on the planet had the choice to be a lesbian, they would absolutely take it. I ain't trying to sound like no simp or nothing, but bro, us as men, we suck. We're their number one unaliver by a mile, bro. Like, the vast majority of us are extremely dangerous to them. And they have a right to feel how they want to feel. And all they're saying is they just don't want to center us anymore. You know what I mean? If you really that guy, earn them. I mean, what's the problem? I mean, you ain't got no riz, you ain't got no game. I mean, are you a terrible person? If that's not you, then why are you getting so uptight about this movement? You want to change their minds, earn them back. They're just letting you know that us men ain't the only ones with all this power. They got the keys now. And without them, civilization doesn't move, bro. They're demanding their respect, deservingly so. So how about we give it to them, earn them back, so we can get this ish back on the roll. If not, they're out of here, buddy. And that's not on them, that's on us. Respectfully.
Hey, little guy, I don't think you know what feminism is, let alone misandry, if there is such a thing, because feminism fights for equality for everyone. And as for misandry just hurts your little feelings. It doesn't physically hurt you, whereas misogyny actually unalives women. Now, for those of you that don't know what the 4B movement is, it started in South Korea, and all it is that women who are so fed up with toxic men, with shit men, with violent men, they decided they don't want to have anything to do with men anymore, so they stopped dating and having children with these men. Women not wanting to have anything to do with you is not misandry. Let me give you a quick comparison. You see, women who are trying to live the 4B lifestyle, they want to move far away from you. They want to have nothing to do with you, no more interaction with you. They don't want nothing from you. Whereas Men like you who practice misogyny on a daily basis come toward women. You harm women. And my favorite part about this, especially because it affects you so much, is that women who are choosing to live alone are not only living alone, but they are thriving and living so much happier than they would being with somebody toxic like this.
Like, imagine if men got on this app and said, oh yeah, we're going to participate in the 4Bs. We're not going to sleep with women. We're not going to talk to women or date women.
Please do. You would be doing all of us a favor. Nobody wants this type of a man. It's not all men that women are running away from. It's men like this.
So this is all I got from this, and I see a lot of people talking about this and a lot of stitches. There are so many stitches to the 4B movement, and there are so many things to unpack. There are so many things to learn. So there are so many things to unlearn. Number one is that some people do need therapy. Some people are kind of already are damaged. I am sorry to use that word, but some people's mindset are already very damaged. There is need for them to fix it, right? Because sometimes when you look at some certain things that come out from some men's mouth, you are in shock. You are all, not just only men, like there are some things some people will say. You sit back and you ask yourself, where did they get all that trauma from? Is it from trauma, or this is just this person's mindset and all that? I mean, you all know that this thing actually started from Korea, and now some people or some culture or some, how do I say that? Some women are also trying to start that and all that. And number one is, it is not all men that some women do not want to be with, right? There are some men that are really, really very horrible. They have horrible attitude. They do not want to fix their attitude. They do not want to fix themselves and all that. These are the kind of men some women do not want to be with, right? And if you are a man and you think, I don't know, but how can somebody not want to improve? You have an attitude and you still do not want to improve on your attitude and all that. And then turn around to say that some women, they are blaming it on feminists, right? Or feminism. Some people actually do not even understand the meaning of feminism, right? Some think it's just women not wanting men, but it's just people advocating for equal rights and all that. I mean, that is for people that are feminists and the rest of it, right? I do not have any problem with anybody that says he or she wants equal treatment or equal rights with someone and all that. But then the kind of things that are coming out from some people's mouth, how did single mothers get into this B movement, right? Mind you, this thing actually started from Korea. So how did some people jump into this and decided to bring their own women into it, and then saying that if you are over 30, what happened to, how did 4B get into people that are single mothers? Or if you're over 30, what is wrong with being 30, right? I see most men that are also 30, beyond 30, right? And they are looking for, oh my God, some people's mindset, really, it's very sick. When did 30 years become old? Because some people make it look like when you are 30 years, I see so many beautiful, 30 years is I think it's very young. I don't know, but some people, I see some men talk about it like if you are 30 years, you are old. How they make it sound like you are old. You are not supposed to be in the dating market. You are not supposed to talk about men and all that. You are supposed to accept anything that comes your way. Then they go ahead to say if you are a single mother, you are also outdated. If you are a single mother, you are outdated, You are not supposed to be looking for a reasonable person. You know, you're just supposed to go by anything that comes your way. I mean, how retarded can somebody be to think like this? How? And then they went ahead to talk about if you have how many body count, whew, these people that are so worried about people's body counts, I mean, most men are already damaged. I don't know how to put it, but some of them already have done so many horrible things. But they are not always counting their own body count, but they are very quick to count women's body count. And who made you the mathematician? You know, because I don't know how you all got into that. Sincerely speaking, some people are really terrible. And there are some people, like, you know, there are some that I already blocked. If you look, I probably did not even get their videos directly from them. I picked it from people that already probably reacted to it or stitched to it and all of that. Because there are some things you hear people say, you are absolutely in shock how people came out to do this, really. Some people really need to go and unpack whatever that is worrying them, or that is disturbing them. Go to a therapist. Some people really need therapists, but they would rather use that money to go and buy a Gucci bag or probably buy sneakers, or I don't know, buy whatever. But what the hell is going on with these people? Or buy whatever, but you need a therapist. You need a therapist. Go and unpack whatever that is bothering you with that person and stop coming on the internet to make fool of yourself. Look at all these men. I don't know, but why do I feel like they are old and they have kids? Or, I mean, they are people's uncle. I don't know, but they don't look young. Like, looking at their faces, they don't look young. Are they also advocating for who? Because they look like people that should be married and staying with their wife or kids or whatever. They look old. I'm sorry to say that. So all of a sudden they started judging women. So I am judging them right now that they should all be married and have kids and stop coming out to count people that are single mother that are up to 30 and oh man, cut that crap. Really, you all can do better. You all can do better. Some people really can do better. Because what is this that I am seeing like all over? I am disappointed. I am like, how do people come out to do something like this? It's crazy. Bye. See you all in my next video.